I have 6 o'clock. I will call to order this meeting of the Board of Water Commissioners. It is January 4th, 2022. The time is 6 p.m. This meeting is being held remotely as an alternate means of public access pursuant to Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021, temporarily amending certain provisions of the open meeting law. You are hereby advised that this meeting and all communications during this meeting may be recorded by the town of Hingham in accordance with the open meeting law. If any participant wishes to record this meeting, please notify the chair at the start of the meeting in accordance with Mass General Laws, Chapter 30A, Section 20F, so that the chair may inform all other participants of said recording. Is there anyone else recording this meeting? Seeing none, note for the record that Liz Klein, Bill Ramsey, and myself, Joe Fisher, are the members of the board participating in the meeting this evening. Welcome all and Happy New Year. Our first item is to consider approval of the minutes of November 4th, 2021. I'm prepared to proceed. Bill, are you?
I'm ready.
Liz?
Yes.
Then I'll accept the motion on approval of the minutes.
I make a motion to approve the minutes dated November 4th, 2021.
Second.
Roll call vote. Liz?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And Joe? Aye. Minutes are approved. Next item on our agenda is to consider approval of a contract with Carbon Filtration Systems, Inc. for inspection, repair, and rehabilitation of filters number 1 and 2 at the Ware River Water System Treatment Plant, 900 Main Street, Hingham, Massachusetts. And I believe we have Russ Tierney and Kathy Riley here to review the proposed contract with us. So I will turn it over first to Russ, and then Kathy, please add in as needed.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Joe. So this is the exact same thing that we did to filters 3 and 4 over the summer. We're going to pull all the media out of both filters one at a time. We're going to inspect the under drain system and repair anything that needs to be repaired as outlined in the scope of services. Any repairs have to be passed through us, to let us know what it is, how much it's going to cost. So it's not just go ahead and fix this. Once we find things, we can address them as needed. I do have EP on call for any issues that we have once we open everything up. If there's anything we don't like or we really want to have them look at, Environmental Partners is on board to come in and take a look at it and give their recommendations if anything else is necessary and needed. So yep. It is the same company that did 3 and 4. They did outstanding work. They did in a very timely manner. So we are happy that these guys are on board, want to get on board for this one also. The total cost, the yep. Total bid is $606,985. Keep in mind that includes $150,000 in repairs that are budgeted. So if we don't use the $150 in repairs, then this will be $150,000 less than that. I did bump that up from the, when we first did the filters back, the other two, we had about $40,000 in repairs, but keep in mind that was one filter, the other one had already been repaired. So I basically pretty much doubled it for these two. Hoping we don't have to use it, but again, it's there in case we need it. It is a little bit over the budget. I budgeted $550,000, but the cost of the materials went up quite a bit, and the cost to remove and dispose of it went up a little more. I think we'll be fine because the other one was about $100,000 less than we had budgeted. So if all works out, we should balance out with all 4 filters.
Russ, what was the total cost for doing 3 and 4?
It was about $445,000, somewhere around there.
So even though we have a cap of this, basically 607, what are you
Correct.
Expecting this to come in at?
I'm expecting to come in around 500. That would be unless something catastrophic is wrong, I think it should come in around 500.
Okay. And you have a date here that work is going to be, should be finished. Is that correct? By March 1st?
Correct.
And given the weather, is that realistic?
Yeah, because it's all inside work, Joe. And
okay.
they've already got a line on the media. They actually went a little, forward with what they needed to get under their belt before they even signed the contract, because they were pretty confident that they were going to win this contract, because they did, like I said, they did a great job, and then they want to be in the only bidder. So it worked out well in our favor.
Okay, so I was concerned really, about supplies and getting things there, but. it
Yeah,
sounds
no,
like-
they've already got a line on the media from what I was told.
Yep.
But, once we execute the contract, we'll have a meeting with them anyways.
Great. Liz, any questions or comments?
Russ, do you have an idea of how filters 1 and 2 compare with the condition of 3 and 4?
No,
you
but
expecting it to be
if I was be a guessing person, they'd be about the same as 3 and 4. So we're probably looking at about 30,000 a piece in repairs, I would think, somewhere right around there.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Bill, any questions?
Russ, how often do we have to change these filters?
I was told they're gonna recommend every 4 to 5 years, so we're gonna start budgeting it. And one might get changed a little earlier, so I can keep them in some kind of rotation bill. But that's all with EP right now, and they're gonna give us a definitive recommendation, when they give us the report, so. But I was told it's like 4 to 5 years. But it's good too, Bill, to pull them apart and make sure nothing's gonna collapse on us. That's
What happened with the prior.
That's what happened with number 3, and that's why number 3 cost so much to repair, because it was a catastrophic failure.
Right.
So we want to avoid that.
Tom, anything you wanted to add?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, any member of the public have a question on this? Seeing none, I'm prepared to accept a motion.
I will make a motion to authorize the chair to sign the agreement with Carbon Filtration Systems, Inc. for the inspection, repair, and rehabilitation of filters number 1 and number 2 at the Weir River Water System Treatment Plant in an amount not to exceed $606,985.
Second.
Roll call vote. Liz,
Aye.
Bill,
Aye.
and Joe, aye. That is approved. Russ, thank you.
Thank
And
you.
we are now ready for your superintendent report.
Everyone had a good Christmas and New Year's. It was a little crazy, but we've all made through it at this time. So I'll just stay healthy as we can, I guess. So we had a really good sanitary survey. We received the report just before Christmas. I read it over while I was on vacation last week, and it was a really good report. So there are 2 things that you don't want in a sanitary survey, and that's any table A violations or any table B summary of deficiencies, which are the top 2, deficiencies or violations you can get. We had 0. So our table A was none and our table B was none. Our table C, which is recommendations by Mass DEP, had only 3 very minor things. One is finalization execution plans to rehabilitate Turkey Hill, which I have a meeting with EP tomorrow to review not only the new tank siting, but they're going to give us a timeline of, when we can go out, start designing the tank, out to bid, construction, and then jump that timeline right over Turkey Hill. So we'll be able to submit to DEP a very detailed timeline of how that work's going to lay out. So we'll get that to them in about 60 to 90 days, which is a good thing. The other thing that one of the biggest things that was an issue in this town and continues to be a little, not to the best of what we can do, so we're going to improve that immensely over the next year, is the cross-connection control program. Over COVID, everybody got a little bit of a grace period because it's very difficult to get into facilities and test devices, which was fine with everybody. They just wanted to make sure that we continue to improve the program as the years go on, which we will. It's one of my strong points as a person, so I'm going to kind of take control of that a little bit. Keep Suez as the liaison, but I'm going to make sure that I keep my eye on it because it's very important to keep all that up and managed. The final other thing is recommend and review the residuals management, which is the sludge we have, and make sure we have a plan to have an alternative disposal options. So a lot of you may know that we have these big centrifuges that spin very quickly, like your blood, when you get your blood work done, and they dries out all the sludge, and we put it into containers and we ship it off. What they want is some kind of plan that if the centrifuges decide to fail, we do have one that's offline right now. It is getting repaired as I speak, I hope. They were having trouble finding some, sorry, we have a leak. They were just telling me what it was. They are looking at a part that they can't find, so they may have to manufacture this part. So this is all ongoing. And just so you guys know, we've already been talking about this plan with environmental partners and the DEP. So it's more of finalizing and get it to them. So these 3 things are already in progress. It's just these are 3 things that they want to make sure we keep our eye on. I can tell you that we got a email from the Mass DEP, the drinking water head of the Southeast region. And what he wrote in his email, which I want to read to you guys, is we are very happy to see the transition to municipal ownership is going well, and there is a reinvestment in the water system. Our surface water treatment rule coordinator, who actually did the survey with us, is very familiar with the requirements for your surface water system, and to give such a positive report is truly a testament to the professionalism of the staff from top to bottom. That was written by the section chief of the Southeast region in an email to me. I did leave out names to protect the innocent, but he did name the people that we're talking about. But that's what we have, and that's what we got. So I also want to read 2 comments by the guy who actually did this survey. And one of the comments was, the Weir River water system has made tremendous progress in the first year of operation. It is clear to this surveyor that all personnel involved take great pride in the system. He also wrote a note in the sanitary survey that all records were immediately available and found to be in excellent order. All required submittals are made to the department in well-organized and timely fashion. I can tell you guys that I've done probably 100 of these in my career, and this was one of the best ones that I've seen come out. So it's a testament to Suez and everybody who jumped on board and really did a lot of work to make this successful. And again, it goes from the very beginning to now, where they love the fact we had a 10-year plan out there. We had all this stuff in order. It was all laid out on a desk for him when he walked in. We just started handing them things. And they were very impressed with the 10-year plan that was done by the T&E committee and the transition committee and everybody else, where they're showing our revenues and how we're going to keep this system in good shape over the next 10 years. So they were very impressed with that. I did show him the slideshow, Liz, while he was here. He loved our slideshow. That was really good, the way we set that up and showing that to the public. So it was a very good report. And again, we're going to do something for the staff. I already talked to Suez, and we should do something for the staff because it was, like I said, they did a lot of hard work to make this up, make it good. Does anybody have any questions on that?
So Russ, that's a real, I know it's the staff, but it's a real testament to you as well. We really do appreciate everything you've done, the professionalism, the expertise. You're keeping us informed. So thank you, really. Liz, any questions?
No questions. Thank you, Russ. That's very impressive. And the entire staff should be extremely proud of that. I know they take great pride in the work that they do. That was obvious from the first tour till now. So thank you.
Bill.
Yeah, Russ, I want to echo what Joe said. Great leadership on your part. I read over the report. I thought there were a lot of positives in there. So fantastic job by you and your team. So lot of great stuff in there.
It was,
It's a quick question for I know we don't have a lot of people watching right now, but for those who may watch this later, you mentioned the importance of not having table A, B, and C violations. Are you able to get into what those are just real briefly? I know we don't have a lot of time.
So table A is a violation of the Drinking Water Act in the Mass DEP, drinking water regulations. If you have a table A violation, you automatically get a notice of noncompliance and you automatically go under some kind of order with DEP. They're like treatment violations and things like that. So table A is very serious. Table B's deficiency is more on the line of, you could do this a little better, but it's not exactly how we want it done or how it's really written in the regulation, but it's not really in a jeopardy to the public in the drinking water. So basically, if you had a fence around a well, that's not immediate danger to the public, but it's also, that fence needs to be locked and things like that. That would be a deficiency along that lines. Also, your paperwork. If your paperwork is not in order, that's a deficiency. Recommendations have absolutely nothing to do with the drinking water regulations. They're just quote unquote recommendations, some that they see that they would want to see done a little bit better. And the 3 things they mentioned are on the top of our list anyways, which, makes us happy that those are the 3 things they found. And we already know we've already been addressing them before we even saw them. The best part about that survey, it was done during that huge storm we had, and there was trees down, power lines, everything else. Another thing, I don't know if you saw it in the report he wrote, that he was very impressed that the plant never skipped a beat. So we were running off generator power. We were still putting out water Everybody was flying around that plant while he was there. And he was watching everything they did while we were under such an emergency conditions. And it was really impressive the way everyone handled themselves. So it was very good. Like I got there at 5:30 in the morning because of what was going on. I wanted to make sure everything was in order before he came. And there was already 7 people from Suez in the plant. Everybody just doing what they need to do. So it was very impressive. Everybody did a great job.
Great. So I just have 2
Yes.
questions I want to cover. First, how are we doing on billing?
So, but I have that in my report. So let me jump right down to that, Joe.
Yep.
The budget, we're doing okay billing. We are a little behind on collections, but Suez is bringing on another person this month to help with collections. We had a meeting about it in late November, early December. So that is in process now. I don't know where they stand with the hiring of that person, but I will find out this week because I was off last week, so I'm kind of getting caught back up. But again, we're not in that crazy close where we were last year, Joe, but
Right.
we are a little behind. Absolutely. Unfortunately, I don't have the exact number for you right now because Maria's father passed away and she had to fly to overseas, and
Wow.
I'm in a little trouble getting the reports out of them, but I'll have that in the next couple of weeks. I'll forward it to you guys, so you can see it. Again,
Okay.
they are bringing someone in. One of the biggest things that I'm looking at now is we've had a lot of breaks over the past 6 months. We're about $160,000 into repairs on breaks. So I'm gonna start looking at that and kind of look at town by town and see where most of the breaks are and what we can do to try to mitigate those over the next few years.
Second question I have, it concerns water quality.
Yep.
And I know that there are a number of regulated contaminants, but there are
Mhm.
also unregulated ones. And I'm wondering if there are any unregulated contaminants that we need to be looking at.
So to answer your question is no, because we will not test for anything that is not required by Mass DEP or the EPA. Some of the unregulated ones that we are talking about, I mean, even sodium's unregulated right now, Joe.
Right.
That's only like a guideline for 20.
Right.
We're well under that. So anything that is unregulated, that is more like a guideline that we do
Right.
sample for, we
Yep.
are well below all the limits of
Okay.
those. All right.
And that's all I got. Are there any members of the public who have comments or questions? Seeing none, Mr. Mayo, anything you wanted to add here?
At the risk of of inflating his ego a little more, I will say
Be
that
careful.
be careful. We probably already crossed that threshold, right, Russ? Every time I talk to Russ, I learn something new about public water systems. So we're just so lucky to have you, Russ, and thrilled that you're here as part of the team, and you're doing a great job.
Yes.
I told you a year and a half ago, Tom, that I was coming here to do what you wanted us to do, and we're going to do it. And you guys, your support has been huge. I know I say that too, right back to everybody, but the support of everybody's been amazing. So, just those little texts I get from Michelle every once in a while that say, "Go get them" or "Do this." I mean, just little stuff like that. It just keeps your day going, though. You know what I mean? When you think you're down in the dumps all of a sudden you get a little text from somebody that just says one nice thing. You're like, "All right, I can make it through the day."
Right.
That's exactly right.
It is. No, it is. It's awesome.
Great job.
Yep. And
Um,
it's also
right.
really helpful, Russ, that we've got Kathy Riley helping your efforts. Kathy, thank you for your efforts as well.
Right, I'm going to hit
Thank
Kathy with
you.
a few more. Going to hit her with a couple more next week, Kath. Get ready.
Get ready.
Okay.
We can learn some more about water together. Just 2 quick things too, Joe, before, if nobody minds, I just want to give you a quick update on the cost of service study.
Yes.
So I am meeting with the T&E committee in the middle of this month. We're going to look at the spreadsheet 1 or 2 more times, and we should have some stuff finalized by the end of the month on that. And also the master plan technical memos that Ryan and his team did. We're going to double check and re-review those and get them finalized. So we're looking in, sometime in February for both reports. And then I, discussed this with Jim Taylor and a few other people about our finances. And at this point, we don't see any need for an increase in FY23. Everything's running smoothly. Everything's being covered, and I think we'll be fine for FY23 on rates. So.
Right.
And Liz is behind me on that, right, Liz? Because I know we talked about it.
We did talk about it. Just one question about it. Will we still go through the process of the public forums regarding the rates, or no, there's no proposed increase?
I think we'd have to put something out like we did last year and just say that, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I think we would have to open it up if anyone has any questions, but again, if we say that, I don't think well, yeah, I think we still have to go through the same thing. And I think the board also has to still, vote in that we are staying with the rates we have.
Yes, okay. That was my understanding too. Okay,
We'll
great.
double check that this week.
Perfect.
Okay, although I see no other members of the public, I will ask if there are any members of the public who have comments on items not on the agenda. Seeing none, I'm prepared to take a motion to adjourn so that we can, in 10 minutes, go to our select board meeting. Is there such a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote. Bill,
Aye.
Liz,
Aye.
and Joe. Aye, we are adjourned. Thank you all. Russ,
Thanks,
thank you
guys.
very much.
See you
Take care.
later.